I'd like to introduce Christina Rosendahl. As I said, she's one of the first generations of filmmakers from the Super 16. She started all on her own, making a documentary about now famous Danish singer. Unfortunately, you stopped doing documentaries after a while and you began doing fiction. But you've been doing pretty well, and you're Super Voksen, won a Robert for Best Danish Youth Film. Here she comes.
I come out of a do-it-yourself tradition. I have been schooled in this rebel film school called Super 16. I'm very much learned how to filmmaking just by doing it. I've directed a lot of music videos for different bands, 8 short films, 5, 6 documentaries, and 1 feature film. And at the moment, I'm developing scripts for 2 new feature films. It's very hard to be a director these days. There's a lot of competition, and there's not a lot of money. And everybody always tells us, well, everybody can buy a camera and make a film, but it's not true. Everybody cannot make a film. There's a lot of people that get to make their first short film, and maybe if this film is good, they get to make the second and maybe the third, but then there's a lot of people that just don't make films. My producer said to me, and this thing that she said, I had told all the other producers that I've worked with that I want them to say the same thing. And this is, honey, here's your budget, what do you want? I think that's a good way of working because it makes the director take responsibility that I know how much money we have and I can choose, okay, I want to shoot this in 35mm, or I want to use a lot of post for effects for this film, or I want to have this actress that costs a lot of money. So it's a lot of choices instead of budget talks just being limiting. What is the most important thing in a film, a low budget film for me? What is the most important for the visuals? It's walls. It's walls. It just, I hate shooting films with this kind of wall. I hate white, cheap, white, normal, modern, no story wall. So I just told everybody we want nice walls. So look for houses. We don't care what they look like, but we just want the walls to be nice. And the reason is the walls are in the frame all the time. Every time you have like 2 people talking, there are walls. And if you have a DP, it's really hard to make nice pictures if you just have a white wall. So we were just going after painted walls, or can we paint the wall, or wooden walls, or poster walls, or all kinds of colors or textures. And this is the concept I'm taking into the next feature. The walls have to be all right. I know that Kubrick, he actually, I wrote a lot of interviews with him and his producer and also the set designer. And actually, Space Odyssey 2001, you've seen, it looks really, really expensive. But in fact, it was looked upon as a kind of a small film, made in a studio with a very small crew and no kind of celebrity fuss around. So this is just to say that to make a low budget film doesn't mean it has to look nitty gritty, grainy, handheld with everyday life that sucks and everybody's sick and bored at the end. What I think is very important is to, in the very beginning, when you're starting to create your film, the idea, that you also sort of define what level you are in, both economically and also what range of actors are you. Sort of be very clear from the beginning, is this a film with A-list actors, or is this a film with my friends? I have brought some examples on how I make visual strategies for my films. And you can use it as an inspiration. You can make visual strategies in thousands of ways, and each one has to find her or his own style. But I will show you how I make the visual styles. So what I do is to make some mood boards to tell them this is what this film will look like. We try to create a story in the mood board, so it's just not a lot of moods. So we have like teenage innocence, love, nature, and then we have the Wicked Witch. I don't just write the script and then develop the style afterwards. We do this at the same time. It's handwritten to give it a personal touch, and I've written some stuff. You're welcome to see it, but just want to show you some of the images. This one looks like another girl just came into the room and took this photo. So it's kind of it has an intimacy, this image. And this is just a lot of collage that we use on the doors and also decorating the rooms of the girls. When you do this kind of stuff, you have to be very aware if you do it for your own sake or you do it to sell the movie, and it's two very different things. I mean, if you want to go out and get meals from McDonald's, it's always easier if you can sort of present something that is visual. Photocopied 4-page thing will help you get a lot of things for free, I think, and it's very cheap to make. When I do visual stuff, it's actually just for myself. It's to sort of capture the thematic things about the film and also things about the light and the colors. And as you can see here, it's kind of it has a lot of collage feeling. It has a documentary feel to it. When you see these mood boards, what I do with my producer, I tell her I want some money to create this visual stuff to strengthen the theme or to find out what kind of photographer I need. I'll just show you how we do it. I just have this. This is just, I just download images from the internet. So I just print out images on paper, and I cut them out with I like the white thing around. So we will put these up, and we'll just lie them like this and play around. And then we just we put this on the table or the floor, and we just take photos like this of the stuff and then print this out. And that's it. When the producer says to you, we want to make some visual stuff to present the film, you just leave that. You just say you give the producer this visual. You say, you know what you need to sell the film. Here is my images. You can do what you want. Don't take any responsibility on that. Just do visual stuff for your own sake. Because otherwise you'll just end up only producing this stuff so that they can sell the film. It's just two different pieces of work. Yes. And one thing is the director's work, and the other thing is the money people's work. How do you direct sex and kissing scenes? First, we have them in for the first round of casting, and I actually like to choose a scene for the first casting that is a little bit hardcore. So we have a scene in this film where two friends are sitting on the couch, and they're talking about sexual things. They're sitting in each side, and the scene ends with one sucking the other one's toe. So I will send this scene out for the first casting to let them know this is the kind of film. So it takes courage to come to the casting. So when they come, they're all scared. Do I have to suck the toe? And I say, no, you don't have to. And then I show them how they should, I give them directions, and then I say, when you come to this point where she has to lick the toe, you just take the toe up like this, and you just put it in front of your mouth, and I want you to concentrate for 5 seconds. And then continue the scene. And these 5 seconds will give some intensity to the scene that will resemble what it will be. Of course, when we shoot, they have to suck the toe. Yeah. But I use a lot of casting to find out can they deal with this or can't they? I always speak the bad words loud, like sperm, silt, kusse, pig. I think maybe the foreigners can understand why it's very naughty words. And I'm a very shy person. I would never say these words just to my friends, for example. I'm very shy, but I'm not shy when I go to work. I say these things, and for this particular scene, I said to the crew, we had this meeting in the morning, and I said, today we're doing Emma's masturbation scene, and we are looking very much forward to do this scene and to see this scene. And we're going to do it like this. So I think it's important to go on the set and say masturbation from the first moment. So everybody was just running around, oh, we're doing the masturbation scene, and it's not a problem. The way I direct it is purely technical. and never improvise anything. And I use this dot-to-dot idea. Also with the kissing scene in the bubble bath, I sort of I made these series of movements that they have to go through. I don't talk about the feelings at all. I just say, you do this, and you just have to concentrate, and then you let her unbutton, and then when she has unbuttoned this shirt, you lean to her and try to kiss her, and when she has been bended forward in 2 seconds, you kiss back. And this is what they, when it looks like they're acting, they're not. They're concentrating on remembering all these technical things. Rule number 1 when you're a filmmaker: be personal. Always be personal. When you choose the story, when you talk to the actors, when you talk to the director, of photography, when you talk to the financiers, when you tell your parents about this film, always be personal. And if you're not personal, your film will suck. So that's advice number 1. I think it's very important that if you want to become an artist, that you're never submitted to moral. I think that true art is provocative in that sense. I don't see myself as independent. I don't know what independent means. Independent for me is small budgeted film companies in the States that are not part of the big studios, Warner, Universal. Here we have a movement of do-it-yourself, but do-it-yourself, like you are your own film studio, will still help you when you go into commercial filmmaking. European directors are fantastic in making films that look really good, but on a low-scale budget. And I think that's what Hollywood needs to survive this financial crisis. So I think we will be nice for Hollywood to grab and send over. So yeah. So you guys, go ahead.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.